Hey guys, what is going on? Welcome back to the channel as we continue talking about 1980s horror films and the year 1981. And today we're talking Dawn of the Mummy. Now, this is one that I actually, before I started doing the whole spreadsheet thing and checking out all the films from the 80s, this is one that I watched actually a few months ago. Found it on VHS and I watched it on VHS. Watched it on YouTube this time. I believe it's on Amazon Prime as well to stream. The quality way better than the VHS. The VHS was a little beat up, guys, but this one I was able to make out a lot more detail watching it this time around. It's not a bad film. Is it a great film? I wouldn't say that. There is some good gore special effects that I can appreciate. But these mummies, and I will say mummies, we have one main mummy. His name, I want to say it's right, guys. I'll see if I can get it right. Safframan. Not Saruman from Lord of the Rings, but Safframan. So when you have these raiders led by this guy named Rick, these tomb raiders, tomb robbers, they find this lost tomb with Safframan in it. And there's like, of course, there's a curse. It's a mummy movie. Of course, there's going to be a curse involved. They are, they find this. They're looking for gold, and they're kind of like warned. This weird like old lady, kind of like hey, you can't go in there. You're gonna release the curse of Safframan, and these guys just don't listen. Now, of course, in the middle of doing their tomb raiding, they are these this photographer and these models from New York City who are there on a photo shoot just happen to stumble upon them and decide, hey, you know what? They come across these guys that are raiding the tomb. They don't know exactly what is going on, and this guy Rick, he's trying to tell them, you can't be here. You got to go away. This is, we have permission to be here, which he doesn't, but we have permission to be here. You can't be here. And of course, they just, this one girl named Jen. She basically just barges right into, oh, I want to go into the tomb and check it out. And she goes in there, and of course, wouldn't you know, the photographer decides, hey, you know what, this would be a great place to shoot. So you have the tomb raiders, or tomb robbers, however you want to say it, and you have this photographer and these models that are stirring up all kind of trouble in this tomb. The mummy is being unleashed, but not just the mummy, guys. No, followers of the mummy who kind of like pledged their life to him and died with him are rising up from the sands of Egypt. And this is more of a zombie. I mean, when you get towards the end of the film, guys, I'm not going to spoil exactly what happens, but it definitely becomes more of a zombie film. They're almost like zombies, or let me see, a mombi, a mix between a zombie and a mummy. Who knows? But that's what I'm sticking with it. That's my story. I'm sticking with it. That's the names I'm going to use for these guys. But there are some good gore special effects. The dialogue, not the greatest. It is cheesy. There is a lot of hysterical screaming that goes on in this film, especially with the gentleman named Rick. I mean, the girls are screaming. They're hysterical, seeing the mummy and seeing, severed heads and all those great things. But Rick, when he comes across a body at one point in the film, his his scream, he's like almost like he's acting like he's vomiting, but he's also hysterically like freaking out over what he just saw, and it's laughably out. I mean, there's a lot of things in this film that are laughably out loud. But like I said, the special effects are not bad, and I was definitely happy I was able to see way more detail this time around than I was able to see on the VHS. A little bit darker on the VHS. So I wasn't able to make a lot of detail. This time around, definitely could see a lot more. But yeah, Dawn of the Mummy. Going back and watching it again, like I said, not a great film, but not a bad film too. There's one scene when the mummy pops out. They're like, where is he? Where is he? And he just pops out of nowhere, and I'm just like, I started laughing when I saw it because the way he's like, boo, like he just like jumped out and like scared these people, and the way they're freaking out. But I had fun with it. I did have fun watching this one again. I was kind of like on the fence when I saw it the first time, but seeing it again, it's one of those things where the more times you see it, maybe it grows on you a little bit more. And but it's just there's laughably out loud moments in this film, but again, still good gore special effects too. It's not a bad mummy movie, not a great mummy movie, but it's not a bad mummy movie either. I've seen some bad ones, and this one is definitely way better than some of the bad ones that I've seen. So, Dawn of the Mummy from 1981, Definitely worth checking out, guys. Like, subscribe, and comment if you get the chance, and I'll catch you in another episode. Take care. Bye.